The New Orleans Saints are back. Or maybe. I don't know yet. But let's break it down. What's up YouTube? It's the one and only Division 18 and welcome back to another video. I've already made a couple of videos like this one on my channel already, breaking down various NFL teams and discussing how and why I think those teams are or could be legit playoff contenders this season. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button if you do end up enjoying this video, and subscribe, because that will make it much easier for all of you guys to go check out all of those other videos. The New Orleans Saints have finished with a 7-9 record 5 times over the Sean Payton and Drew Brees era. 3 out of those 5 times have come in these past 3 seasons. And while the New Orleans Saints have been cursed with Super Bowl teams in their division 2 out of the past 3 seasons, with the way the NFL season is shaping up, the road is now prime for the New Orleans Saints to make their breakthrough and jump ahead of a strong NFC South. Back at the beginning of this season, you know what? Scratch that. Back at the beginning of the offseason, when the New Orleans Saints traded away Brandon Cooks to the New England Patriots, you had fans, analysts, and even myself questioning why the New Orleans Saints would trade away a piece that's one of the best things on their team, which is the passing attack. But it worked out fine this season, and some even saying better than fine. The New Orleans Saints offensive attack hasn't really changed much since winning the Super Bowl, with the New Orleans Saints living and dying with quarterback Drew Brees. And as with many seasons, he's been able to lead the New Orleans Saints to one of the best passing attacks this season. Ranking 3rd in the league in passing yards per game with 269.3, 4th in total yards with 391, and 5th in points per game with 28.3. Drew Brees has been able to spread the ball out this season to 11 different wide receivers or running backs and find ways to get the New Orleans Saints some wins. With Drew Brees himself throwing for 1,321 yards, 9 touchdowns, and only being sacked 4 times on the season, Drew Brees looks like his old self. The Adrian Peterson trade worked out for all parties, so I'm just glad that went down. 2 skilled running backs that are trying to become one of the best running back duos haven't disappointed since Adrian Peterson departed. Mark Ingram, in the 2 games that AP has been gone, has rushed the ball for over 100 yards in both games, with 219 yards and 3 touchdowns, and rookie Alvin Kamara totaling 143 rushing yards and a touchdown catching the ball. And with an offense that is constantly being spread out with 11 different players having receptions on this roster this season, the New Orleans Saints offensively are a hard team to beat. And while 4-2 and sitting on top of the NFC South, with a couple more wins, the New Orleans Saints can really start to sit comfortably around week 11 or something like that. The New Orleans Saints schedule this season was rather hard, but it was mostly through this stretch of games that was just played. The New Orleans Saints are coming off a 4-game winning streak that includes the Green Bay Packers, and that also includes the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. And with 3 of those last 4 games being on the road, but with the next coming weeks, the New Orleans Saints are taking on the Chicago Bears, whose defense can give you trouble, but shouldn't really overpower Drew Brees and that offense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are just crashing and burning under Jameis Winston for really no reason whatsoever. And the Washington Redskins, who can give them an L, so we'll see about that. And then they're taking on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, so we'll also see about that. But the New Orleans Saints honestly should be walking out of this little streak 7-3 and stronger than ever. And while people continually say how bad and terrible the New Orleans Saints defense is, they're not as bad as some might think. While it's not a top 10 defense or even a top 20 defense as a whole, with players like Cameron Jordan and the young spark in Marshawn Lattimore, The New Orleans Saints defense this season is +5 in the turnover ratio and has been able to sack their opponents 17 times compared to Drew Brees' 4, which is something that can definitely be worked at. And looking back at the schedule, with 3 of those last 5 games on the schedule that I haven't talked about being against divisional rivals, it looks as if the New Orleans Saints are going to be able to take control of their own destinies. But what do you guys think about the New Orleans Saints this season? It's interesting because with the Super Bowl runner-up Atlanta Falcons looking so flawed, and the Carolina Panthers being upset by the Chicago Bears after Cam Newton and that offense only put up 3 points, the New Orleans Saints can really try to take the wheel and win this division. If you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more NFL videos throughout this season. If you are new and you do subscribe, then make sure to hit the bell icon next to my name to get notifications every time I post a video. Make sure to leave your comments down below on what you guys think of the New Orleans Saints this season. Are they playoff contenders, or am I just hyping this whole team up? Thank you guys for tuning into today's video, and I'm out of here. Peace!